Hey guys, my name's XTZ. How you guys doing? And we're here to talk about my opinion on Minecraft 1.20 so far. Now, I have done a video to this very similarly to 1.17, but I wouldn't recommend watching that video. That one was it is what it is. But if we let's move on to the present, and that is 1.20. Now, what we've got revealed at Minecraft Live recently is really good, and I think what we have here, like for example, with the camels, we have the chiseled cases and all that stuff. But I also want to talk more about what we could see and what I would love to see in the future of these snapshots. Are we coming out? I think maybe once a week. That's how they usually do it, on every Wednesday. So I'm really excited to see what they will be offering. But let's waste no further ado and let's talk about what we have in the update at the moment. So in the update at the moment, we have the camel, which is a beautiful mob. Like, look at this thing. That thing is so derpy, but it's Minecraft. They did it with the fox, they did it with the frog, and they're doing it with the camel. So, it's pretty much Minecraft tradition to make real life animals look derpy. So we're keeping the trend. And camels are just such a really interesting mob. And the fact that they have this really cool animation and how they get up from their like sitting down position is such a really cool animation. And obviously the developer or the guy who worked on this, especially big props for him as well for this. And then the fact that they are bred with cactus brings a whole new use of the item as well, which is really cool. And then in general, the fact you can ride it with two players. Now that is something. That is something. When I thought riding off of mountains with boats with two players was fun, then we gotta really think that this will be also fun with the whole two mount system and the fact that we have a player in the back, a player in the front, and the guy in the back can be like the artillery guy, and the front is just the driver, which is such a really cool dynamic, and I love the idea of the camel in general in this update. So personally, it is definitely one of my probably is my favorite addition to this update so far. But another really cool thing that they added as well in this update is the new chiseled slabs, bookshelves. And the bookshelves, what they have here, are really cool. And the fact that you can have 6 different books, and the fact that they can be either regular books, enchanted books, or book and quills, which are really cool. So you can kind of almost like store like stories, like the book and quills, of course, or you could just store your enchanted books, which again would be another way of just storing other items in different places. Makes sense. And I really do like this block, and I think personally there is a lot of great use for it. And also, can we just talk about the fact that it can be used as a floor block and a ceiling block? I'm like, Mojang, you are smart, because the smithing table was literally used for this purpose. Before it had a use, yeah, some of you might know that. Yeah, it didn't have a use originally, but now it does. But when it didn't have a use, it was used as a floor or as a ceiling, because it had a really nice bottom texture, which looked cool. But the fact that they actually embracing this idea is really cool. So you can actually also use it for like walls or even for the floor. So it's really cool in that way. But another great thing they added in this update are new ways of placing signs, which, oh my god, this is amazing. The amount of ways you can place signs now is so incredible. Like the fact you can put them below a block with like 2 chains, hang them, or like underneath a fence post, which I've always wanted to do. And also just the way that this one looks, for example, this is just amazing. Just hallelujah, Mojang. Again, I feel like this update in general is just bringing a lot of cool stuff that you would never otherwise see in these other previous updates. So I think this is really cool, almost quality of life improvements, but not quite. I think they're more like features. But this is definitely another really good way of showing signs and presenting them, and you can easily see how this works. Like for example, this image here, this gives me immediate, very tight corridors of like a Madrid or something, and you have like all these colors. And if you look at a street, a very tight, narrow street of Madrid, you'll see all these like little banners going on like across the street, and it looks so cool. It looks so lovely, so much color, and that's what I wish we could. Like, I think that's where the inspiration will come from with this new way of placing signs. But also, we need to also mention the fact that we have a new bamboo wood set, which is also really interesting. I think I do love the new mosaic block that they've added. I think I'll definitely be using that as our floors. As when 1.12 came out, it was the glazed terracotta, but now it's this. So it's a whole new thing. And then the fact that we have all these new blocks, and it's pretty much like wood. We have doors, we have the slabs, we have everything. But this is probably like I'd say for me as a builder, this is great. But everything else we've mentioned above, so far, are even better. But something that Mojang actually also announced at Minecraft Live in this update is that they're introducing 7 new avatars. Now, I don't know all the names of them, but they'll be in here right now.
Ches, Jamiroquai, and Theater.
Zeus. Ares. Alan.
Stan, Jimothy, Kyle.
What's Kyle?
K-L-Y-L-E.
I know, but what it came from?
Kyle!
Yeah. What?
It's a name!
More connected with the character, and especially if you don't have your own character, like in, for example, Java Edition. So I feel like it'd be really useful for people who don't identify themselves as like Steve or Alex, and the fact that now you have all these other characters. I remember there was one called
Zeus. Alan.
Those are the ones I remember, but you see the rest of them up at the top right now. But this is a really cool way of like diversitying the way that a person be able to go into Minecraft and starting Minecraft and be like, hey, I identify with this person or this avatar, and it's not Alex or Steve. So I think this is a kind of cool way of doing it. Personally, I like it. It's not as classic as the old classic skins, if you know what I'm talking about. Console players, anybody? No? Just me? Okay. So let's now move on to what ideas could be in this update. Now, obviously, we've seen some things from this update, and I think personally it's looking really good right now. But what is the theme? Again, this is 1.20, not the something update. It doesn't have a name yet, and that's something that's really weird and hasn't been done before. But I think Mojang is definitely taking almost a really good first step in the right direction, because obviously last Minecraft Live we were absolutely devastated by the fact that we don't have fireflies. Like, no, the real one was actually birch improvement. Like, the birch forest could have been so much better, but no, they decided to just scrap the idea, give us concept art, and then not actually deliver it. It's just a bit sad. But I love the fact that when Minecraft Live was on, I love the fact that Agnes did kind of apologize on that, and she said that she would improve on the next steps on how to develop Minecraft and as a whole, and only show features that are going to be in the update that have been well in development. So I think that's a really good thing that they've done there. But something we could definitely see in 1.20 is probably archaeology. I highly doubt that maybe we'll see it. It is on the air at the moment. We've seen it all the way back since 2021. The fact that we could have had this concept in 1.19, but once again, due to just how big the update was with the whole mangrove swamps and the deep dark, and the fact that they just come off of literally 2 parts of the Caves and Cliffs update, was really difficult, and I think that's why they didn't give us that. But if we could see it in this update, it would be really cool. But another thing I did mention in another video, which is my 5 ideas for 1.20 video, which came out recently, so if you want to check it out, feel free to click the card. But the inventory improvement. Imagine if we could see, for example, a new way of storing certain items that we use frequently, like torches, maybe a compass, maybe food, these type of items that we use very frequently and very commonly in the game, and we just have a separate little area just to put them in. I think that'd be a really cool place just to have there, in addition to the fact that we maybe could see an extra row, but I don't know. I think this is definitely something that may be beyond us in terms of what we could see in 1.20. But I think the last thing that we could definitely see in 1.20 is maybe a new biome being updated. It's pretty much a common theme for every update to have a biome upgrade. We've seen this from all the way from 2018, I think, where they had the taiga, then we had the mountains being updated. Now we had the mangrove forest added, not updated from the swamps. They just added the other features from the swamp into the mangrove. So that was a bit of a loophole there. But I think we're gonna definitely possibly see a new biome being updated, and I don't know what. It could be the desert, could be maybe the Badlands, maybe it could be the savannah as well. So we could see one of these biomes being updated in 1.20, but who knows? Who knows? And now we're gonna talk about what could likely appear. And I mean, it's very likely to appear, and definitely if it doesn't appear, then I'm just like, what is this update? And obviously we've seen new blocks already. So we've seen the new chiseled bookshelves, the new signs, the new bamboo wood set. But we can definitely assume that we're gonna see more stuff from this, right? I'm not going to say that the Busy Bees update was a very simple update. Yes, we had the honeycomb block, the honey block, and then the beehives and the bee nest, but that was pretty much it. That's all the blocks that we got in that update. But we could definitely see new blocks in the game in 1.20, but also obviously new items, of course. I think this is also granted, and we have obviously things like I don't know what else is in 1.20. There's no new items we've seen apart from obviously the drops from the blocks, but apart from that, and also the fact that we have the return of the bundles. And I actually found this out recently in the snapshot for 1.20, and the fact that we have bundles again, which is such a really cool feature, and the fact that we can see them again and they actually look better, as the fact that they don't have that weird little cluster look. They now actually they're like this shulker box but just smaller, and I really like this. So personally, this is a really good this is a good thing. This is a very good thing we got here, the return of the bundles. So I think that is all I'm going to cover for this video. So I think this is my opinion for 1.20 so far. I might make a overall opinion when the update finally comes out very much later in the year or even next year. But guys, I hope you did enjoy this video. Feel free to leave a like. It helps out. Yeah, it helps me out. And most importantly, if you did, and you do want to see more content like this, I have guides, I have farm builds, I have all sorts of things on the channel. And so if you want to check them out, feel free to subscribe. It will help me out greatly. And most importantly, don't forget, take it easy, and peace.